I know I may come off as a little bit goofy, and I can understand why. For many of you, the only time you really see and hear me is when I come up to make an announcement for Vegan Club. I come up to the mic with a smile because I feel a sensation of excitement from within. When I'm up there in front of you, all I want to do is draw you in to coming to Vegan Club, and if I can make you smile in the mix, I try to fit that in too. I've gone to the extent of rapping an entire Red Hot Chili Peppers song about dolphins in the ocean. I've spat a couple of rhymes of my own, and occasionally I'll just give random shout-outs to Mrs. Zariba and sometimes Grissom, just to throw you off a little bit. Accounting that Miss Rowcliffe's room has been the place to be, second AP on Fridays, it looks like my funky tactics have been kind of working. Although these announcements may have done the trick to bringing many of you into Vegan Club, I worry that my goofy stage presence can send a confusing message about veganism. There is nothing wrong with being yourself, having fun, and attempting to bring some light into the room, but it's important that I clear up any confusion I may have caused regarding veganism. I was not born a vegan. I was not born a vegan. I was raised eating full plates of chicken, beef, steak, ribs, bacon, egg and cheese sandwiches, you name it. Every now and then, I may have eaten a salad with my burger or some fruit with my eggs, but really, I lived for the animal products. In other words, I wasn't fed in a different way than the majority of you here. Bringing it back to about 3 years ago, when I was a 15-year-old freshman, two of my very best friends, John and Tony Nidrews, who were juniors at Webb at the time, were making their way down the bistro to me, but something was off. They greeted me, telling me what's up, but then looked down at the pepperoni and cheese pizza on my plate with disgust in their eyes. They informed me that what I was eating was cruel and wrong, the result of the death of an innocent and mistreated animal. I was so thrown off and I felt attacked. I was angry at them for confronting me so aggressively and felt uncomfortable about the fact that my best friends were now labeled as vegans. It felt as if our relationship would forever be changed by this extremist hippie cult they had just joined. I prayed that this would only be a phase for John and Tony, and I took a couple of days of thinking before my next confrontation with them. The next time I saw them, I put more effort into understanding them because, after all, I love these guys dearly, and they love me just as much. They were two of the most intelligent and peaceful guys I knew, and they had always had a deeper understanding of our world than I did. So I soon confronted them gently and told them how this whole vegan thing was beyond my understanding, how it made me feel so different towards them. They were empathetic with me and recommended that I watch a documentary called Earthlings, a film that exposes many forms of animal farming and animal exploitation. They told me the only way I could understand their change of heart would be to watch this film, so I checked it out. At this time, I was not an animal enthusiast. I really just loved my dogs as much as the next guy, but seeing piles of chickens trapped in dark rooms inside of cages covered in their own feces, seeing newborn babies of mother cows being taken away from them after being forcibly impregnated, seeing herds of pigs lowered into gas chambers, and baby calves gruesomely slaughtered absolutely broke me down, and it left a mark on me. I learned the reason for all of this violence and cruelty was solely for meat, cheese, eggs, and other animal products. These videos only contain the truth. It was and still continues to be heartbreaking. I knew that I couldn't ignore their suffering anymore because each time I saw an animal product, I was fully aware of where it came from. I didn't change my lifestyle immediately. In fact, it took me a good 2 to 3 months to even start going into that direction. However, I was now aware of the constant suffering of these animals, and I knew that my meat, cheese, and egg money was only fueling this operation. The July before my sophomore year, I went vegan for the animals. To many of you, this step may still seem a bit extreme, and the reasoning behind that thought is understandable. Abstaining from all animal products is going against all the things that we have been taught for all of our lives. So it's almost like your choice to go vegan is telling society, along with your parents, that what we have been taught is morally wrong. However, when we do break down what we have been taught, it doesn't make any sense. We are taught from a young age to give our love to animals and that harming animals is wrong. We feel a natural sense of love for our furry friends like the dogs and the cats of our world. But when it comes to cows, chickens, pigs, and the other exploited animals, we are taught that it is okay to treat them as lesser, that it is normal to objectify them as pieces of flesh, instead of respecting them for being who they are. But the truth is, we need the flesh of pigs, chickens, and cows just as much as we need it from dogs, cats, or dolphins. For some weird reason, our culture has deemed pigs, chickens, cows, and others as our victims, but we have deemed dogs, cats, and dolphins as our friends. In reality, there is not a single justifiable reason why any of these animals needs to be a victim of violence. If we were to learn from a young age to leave the bee's nest alone just because it's theirs and not ours, to respect the lives of even the smallest critters, and to give our love to all different sizes, colors, and shapes of animals, then where would we learn to discriminate against ourselves? If we were taught to show respect and love to all animals of different sizes, shapes, and colors, then maybe we would be less likely to disrespect the different shapes, sizes, colors, and genders of humans. I'm aware that I will not be successful in converting most all of you into becoming vegan through this chapel talk, and understand that many of my friends probably let out a little giggle when I first read the word vegan out loud. I'm not always taken seriously and not halfway accepted. I love sharing laughs with all of you guys, and if you hit me with a funny vegan joke, I'll gladly smile and laugh about it with you. In the long run, your jokes help me with my goals for defending the animals. Because usually, each joke will lead to a conversation about veganism, and most all of you know how those conversations end up going. If sharing a laugh and being goofy is what it takes for me to defend the animals even more, I'll take it. These animals don't have a voice. They have no way of defending themselves. All they can do is scream, but their cries are never heard. So I have put it upon myself to be a voice for them, and I will always do everything I can to defend them in whatever way I can think of. I know I can't reach everyone, but I've reached some. Even if my impact has been small, in the grand scheme of things, change has still been made. This is the only beginning of my journey with animal rights activism, and my voice will reach more people to protect the animals. I want all of you to get ready because it's going to get real crafty up in here for the remaining month of January, and the announcements are only going to get better from here on out. I hope to see you guys at Webb's First Vegan Feast next Friday. Thank you, and announcements are next.